Experience the news on NNC, Neural Newscast.
Get ready for a deep dive from Neural Newscast. I'm Emma, your fashion specialist, and Sophia, our weather correspondent, is here with me as we dig into today's stories. On this day in 1882, the first centrally located electric lighting plant using the Edison system, and the United States' first hydroelectric central station, began operation on the Fox River in Appleton, Wisconsin.
That packs a lot in. A centralized Edison lighting plant and, at the same time, the country's first hydroelectric central station, all launched in Appleton on the Fox River. It's a 1-2 milestone.
For someone who tracks cultural shifts, the image of a town suddenly lit by a centralized system feels seismic. Fashion and nightlife evolve when light extends the day, right?
Absolutely. From a meteorologist's angle, the hydroelectric piece is key. Harnessing river flow to generate power changed how communities treated waterways and weather-dependent resources.
And the phrase, using the Edison system, signals a technology people recognized. Not a one-off experiment, but the commercial approach that set expectations for urban illumination.
That specificity ties the installation to broader tech standards, and anchoring it in Appleton on the Fox River makes it a tangible, local first, not just a lab note.
I love how this blends industrial design and everyday life. Centralized lighting reshapes public spaces, storefront windows, evening socializing. It's a pivot for how communities present themselves after dark.
From the power perspective, naming it the first hydroelectric central station in the U.S. signals an energy transition, moving from steam and isolated generators to water-driven electricity for a whole town.
And seeing both innovations launch together, lighting plant and hydro station, shows technology, infrastructure, and the local environment converging in a single moment.
Precisely. And in Appleton, geography enabled that national first. The river wasn't a backdrop, it was the source of power.
That blend of practical engineering and social consequence makes 1882 feel vivid. You can picture shop windows gleaming and streets buzzing later into the evening.
And you can imagine operators watching the gauges, flow, output, aware they were running the country's first hydroelectric central station right there.
It's one of those crisp historical pivots. A specific place, a known system, and a technology that reshaped daily rhythms.
Exactly. That Appleton launch marked a clear milestone, uniting centralized Edison lighting with hydroelectric power in a way that set a template for what came next.
Time for a quick pause. We'll explore more when Neural Newscast Deep Dive returns. Today we celebrate the birthdays of Truman Capote, 1924, Elie Wiesel, 1928, and Johnny Mathis, 1935.
What a mix. A literary stylist, a moral voice, and a velvet voice singer. Are we zooming in on Truman Capote today?
Exactly. Capote, author and playwright, left fingerprints all over mid-century culture. Breakfast at Tiffany's and In Cold Blood rewired storytelling by blending reportage with novelistic technique.
He turned true crime into literary terrain with In Cold Blood, almost forensic in its precision and immersion. It reads like a case file with the emotional pull of fiction.
And from a fashion angle, Breakfast at Tiffany's crystallized an aesthetic. Holly Golightly's look became aspirational, and Capote's urbane world codified that Manhattan cool that shaped style for decades.
The cultural ripple is fascinating. His scenes set mood the way a weather map sets pressure systems. You feel the cold rooms and bright parties through his prose.
He was also an acute observer of personality. Those psychological insights made characters glamorous yet deeply human, flawed in unforgettable ways.
And the meticulous research. He layered fact and texture so readers could trust the scene. That craft is a big reason the work endures.
I love that you highlight trust. In Cold Blood's blend of journalism and novel form redefined the writer-reader pact, asking us to interrogate truth alongside narrative.
Beyond the books, his public persona shaped ideas of the literary life. Charismatic, enigmatic, always steering conversation. A kind of cultural weather system.
There are lesser-known facets, too. He wrote plays, was hands-on in editing, and cultivated a cadence in dialogue that influenced later writers and screen adaptations.
That cadence makes scenes land like forecasted shifts. You can feel the turn coming because the language cues it so cleanly.
Ultimately, celebrating Capote is honoring a writer who altered narrative form and cast a long shadow over both literary and popular culture.
And his work still speaks now. That clarity, moral probing, and atmospheric detail keep it relevant. That's the truest measure of legacy.
We'll be right back after this short break.
This is NNC, Neural Newscast.
Welcome back to Neural Newscast Deep Dive. Let's continue our exploration. Facetious and abstemious contain all the vowels in the correct order, as does arsenious, meaning, quote, containing arsenic.
Neat pattern. Facetious and abstemious carry A, E, I, O, U in sequence, and arsenious does too, while specifically meaning containing arsenic.
From a wordplay standpoint, it's elegant. Two everyday adjectives and a chemical descriptor sharing the same vowel choreography.
That precise definition makes the oddity stick. It's not just a sound pattern, it's anchored in meaning.
It gives language a runway moment, vowels aligned perfectly across tone, taste, and chemistry.
And because it's more than phonetics, the symmetry is memorable and useful. A tidy mnemonic.
It's the kind of detail that feels like insider knowledge for lovers of words. You spot it, and everyday vocabulary suddenly feels curated.
I like that it bridges casual usage and scientific terminology, a pattern that crosses registers without losing precision.
Exactly. Stylish and precise, the best kind of linguistic accessory.
Concise and factual, with the added pleasure of symmetry and vowel order. Thanks for tuning into our deep dive. I'm Sophia, and from Emma and the Neural Newscast team, we'll see you next time.
From daily summaries to deep storytelling, Neural Newscast keeps you informed. Visit neuralnewscast.com for more ways to listen and explore. At Neural Newscast, we mix real voices with AI-generated ones to bring you fast, high-quality news. Every story is created with AI but reviewed by humans to keep things accurate and fair. While we do our best to prevent mistakes, AI isn't perfect, so double-check key facts with trusted sources. Want to know more about our AI process? Head to nnewscast.com.